I don't know, what episode is it? Paper Thing, episode 36 of season 5, and I am the Broken Bottle Boy here on Twitch. Today's show is a 4-paper show. I'm deeply irritated by the world and almost all people within it, apart from you, person in the room, kid in the room. You're all grand. So welcome to the show. Today's episode, I would simply, it's a 4-paper show. We've got The Sun, The Times, The Daily Mail, and The Guardian. I speed ran The Guardian yesterday. Will I speed run it again today? Who's to say? I'm wearing my Not Today Satan t-shirt, and it's all up for grabs. Right. We're going to start with The Sun. We'll probably move on to The Guardian for a second speed run. 2 Guardian speed runs in the course of 2 days. It's just how it is this week. It's not, everything is slowly falling apart. Is this to do with the entropy of the universe? Hard to say. Right. It's incredible timing. I can only say, but it's okay. Right, good afternoon. Yes, here I am, covered in my youth serum, dressed like a pumpkin, angry at the universe. So let's start with The Sun. Guaranteed to make me happier, isn't it? Right. Hello, Gonzo Socialism. Hello, Heathmore 2401. Slickfire says, hey, Mr. in his 20s. I know, a troll yesterday thought I was under 30, which is hilarious. When in fact, every day, reading the British media sucks the life out of me. Increasingly, I resemble a black and white character walking through an in-colour world. Right, here we go, front page of The Sun. Lone Wolf UK threat, worst ever. Where's that coming from? Well, it's briefings from the security services, who of course are never briefing in their own interests. On the right-hand side, Jamie and his baby bump bride. Weird. Main story, exclusive, strictly backlash. Don't take the kiss, catcher. Pals plea after pucker with Petey. I mean, they were just dancing. Give it a rest, honestly. On page 3, that isn't page 3, but is page 3, model Inez Tomaz appears to have selected the wrong gear as she poses in car. But fans won't mind her fashion boob. Jesus Christ. Also on that page, Crock and Bull. What have the Romans ever done? Phallus. Gladiators' rude willy pot found. An ancient pot proudly decorated with todgers, and used by Roman soldiers for bawdy banter, has been dug up by builders. The 1,900-year-old vessel showing a chariot being pulled by 4 large phalluses was identified by archaeologists at a new housing site. Experts reckon the jug was designed as a joke in the 2nd century for soldiers' fireside amusement. Sankamaya is correct. There's dicks are all over Roman art. A Roman phallus, what a surprise, says Heathmore 2401. Yeah, on pages 4 and 5, strictly fears after tango. Catch your pals, don't risk a new romance. Warning after kiss with Adam, there was no kiss. For PT's sake is the headline. There's a whole fucking room of dicks at the Vatican, says Slinkermeyer. Yes, more than one. On pages 8 and 9, City of David, honour for beloved Southend, family visits scene of death. Suspect on attack day. And Keir Starmer looks visibly moved. He doesn't. He looks like he's just closed his eyes for a second. On page 10, Green PM writes for The Sun. Fuck off. Look at that. The boiler police are not going to kick your door in with their sandal-clad feet and seize at carrot point your trusty old combi, says Boris Johnson, writing, as you would expect of the Prime Minister. On page 11, Wednap, star and pregnant bride. TV's Jamie and model marry. Jamie Redknapp wed Swedish model Frida Anderson yesterday, weeks before their first baby is due. Well, good on them. Keith's only emotion is lust, yeah. He only looks excited when he can see an alpaca in his red eyesight. Panic Future says the room full of dicks is called the College of Cardinals. Yeah. Gonzo Socialism. If there's no Strictly and property porn, there would be nothing but client journalism on the BBC. Boiler detection van soon, says Use of Weapons. Good afternoon, Red. Good afternoon, Research Arena. Always. They always love to ring the bell in the middle of the show. Fools!
But it works. It alerts us.
On page 13, Jolie Nice Cuppa, Angelina Jolie drinking a cup of tea. Clemmy Moody says, Adele can sing out about heartache as X weeps silently. I mean, they get on fine. On pages 16 and 17, Prince William looks like he's next in line to be Bond. He really fucking doesn't. Yeah, sad to say that the boiler detection guys have caught up with us already. Luckily, we can blame that on the landlord. On page 19, Adele has done a video where she tries various British foods while blindfolded, sees if she can identify them. She could identify banoffee pie, pickled eggs, pork pie, eaten mess, fry up, fish and chips, trifle, fish pie, Battenberg, but could not identify spotted dick or kippers. So there you go. Prince William looks like he's a C-grade Steve Jobs cosplayer. Yep, post in the room passing by there. Unfortunately, it isn't coins.
It's not coins.
Coins?
But it is my UCU ballot papers.
Coins. No, it's ballot papers for a strike. Strike, strike, strike. W's in the chat for the strike. On page 21, 7 pups bark to health. 7 Labrador puppies found abandoned on a nature trail are looking a lot better. We are a pro-strike stream. A bully probe suspension. The boss of Desert Rats has been suspended over claims he threw a chair and swore at a junior officer. He's been stripped of his command. Brig too far is the headline. Brigadier Jasper de Quincy Adams. God, that is a British Army officer-ass name if ever there was one. On page 25, Chinese nuclear panic at hypersonic weapon test. There is no panic, only in the papers. On page 27, football pundit Alex Scott celebrated her 37th birthday wearing an outfit that made her look a bit like Dennis the Menace or Minnie the Minx, depending on which you prefer. Archie Megs it into the top 10. Archie's in the top 10 baby names. It's 30 years on from the Lover's Guide. Does it still hit the G spot? Asked the Sun, of course. Jesus. No, I just simply cannot cover that today. We are an anti-alpaca genocide stream, pro-cormorant strike, pro-strike, pro-coins, anti-Dan Hodges. Yeah, we are extremely anti-Dan Hodges. And if you want to know some more anti-Dan Hodges material in today's newsletter, do, subscribe and share and all that good stuff I could really do with the lift today. On pages, in the TV review, Blair and Brown, the New Labour Revolution gets reviewed. All of the episodes of that online if you want to, already on iPlayer if you want to subject yourself to that. In today's TV recommendations, Ashley Banjo, Britain in Black and White on ITV, 9 p.m. Impeachment, American Crime Story, BBC 2, 9:15. It's the story of the Monica Lewinsky, Bill Clinton affair. Who Do You Think You Are is on BBC 1 at 9 p.m. It's Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench. And How We Forgot to Save the Planet, Channel 4, 10:15. Pro-striking Dan Hodges in a Minecraft simulation. In Fab Daily, I've saved 4K renting toys for my kids. Oh, fuck off. How your house... It used to be called hire purchase and it was really bad. How your house can make you sick. Yeah, okay. The Batch Lady is cooking lemon and garlic chicken and scrummy slow cooker ribs. The £50 letter today comes from Suzanne Roswell from Norfolk, so she's letting my home county down. The mainstream social media platforms still seem to serve as a breeding ground for extremism. This is a woman writing into the Sun. Although many of those sites do a lot of good, allowing users to connect with friends and family, they have a dark side too. Only fundamental change to these platforms will prevent further tragedies like the murder of Sir David Amess MP. He was not murdered by an anonymous person. He was murdered by someone, or rather, at the moment we have to say, killed by someone who signed up for the constituency surgery under his own name. Am I sick? I'm not sick. I've got a sty in my eye at the moment, but otherwise I'm not sick. I've got my hood up. I don't know, because I'm just feeling annoyed today. Monica Lewinsky is awesome on Twitter, says the Research Arena. If Dan Hodges' mouth was full of coins, he would talk like... Yeah, that would be good. Or listen to the We Don't Talk About the Weather episode about Blair Brown doc. I will listen to that. Thank you for the recommendation. Wow, she's swallowing the party line, hook, line and sinker. Or... it's a letter written by Sun journalists. The Dark Side of the Sun, yes. Do you want some ugly trousers? The Sun wants to sell them to you. Farah Classic Comfort. Available in Navy, Air Force, Bark, Silver, Black and Olive. Brought to you direct from a firm my granddad used to buy stuff from, Chums. C122, H122. I mainly use Facebook to keep my self-esteem in check. Yeah. In the sport, from ban to worst, England's shame of first Wembley fan shutout. Booze and standing will fuel hooliganism, apparently. Red Dixie, do I want ugly trousers and how? Use your weapons. Do you think the Sun journos they get to write the £50 letter get the £50? I very much doubt it. Please give me your scores for today's Sun. Please enjoy my Not Today Satan t-shirt. I give it a, there was a good animal story, so I give it a quadruple negative nice +1. So that's a minus 68, minus 68, minus 69, minus 69, minus 69, minus 68. There we go. C122, H122 rates the Sun minus Chums trousers. Slinkermeyer minus quadruple negative nice. Same from Red Tick Seed. Panic Future rates the Sun 10. Dan Hodges. Gonzo Socialism rates it a quadruple negative nice. Elastic waist manky trousers. Eblef and minus 96 reverse negative nice. Being killed by a this you minus being killed by a this you online. Yeah. All right, so time for let's do time for a speed run through the Guardian. Yesterday I did the Guardian in under 2 minutes. Let's do it in a minute and a half. Is that going to be possible? Probably not. Is it going to be funny for you to watch as I wrestle like with the Guardians if it were an octopus? Yeah. Guardian, there we go. Boom. C122, H122, regimed hydrate, yeah. Gonzo Socialism, are you saying, did they cover the Jana story in the Sun? Not that I saw, but I may have skipped over it. I'm sure it'll come up in some of the other papers. Right. Use of weapons. I think Octopi should run the Guardian. I do too. I love Octopi. Right. Front page of the... Roll, hang on. I've got to do the timer. It's all a mess today, isn't it? Right. Graunax has actually done a decent piece on the CSA report online. Okay. Well, I guess I suspect that'll be in the paper as well. If there's anything actually good and important in here, we will go back to it once I've done the speed round. All right, 1 minute 30, starting now. Front page of The Guardian. Can a morning routine change your life? I don't know, probably. Colin Powell has died. PM faces calls for David's Law to halt online abuse. This is The Guardian just repeating the words of Marc Francois MP. On the right-hand side, new COVID cases close to 50,000 in a single day. Yeah, tell me about it. Fans banned. England will play next match behind doors. Doctor held as hero after performing at life-saving CPR on Newcastle United fan. Boozing with Daniel Craig cost me Bond villain role, says Mark Strong. Old muckers' tales and heartfelt tributes to a much-loved politician who lived his life well, says John Christ. Jesus. PM faces calls for David Law. Again, Rob had 3 threats to life and limb in the last 2 years. That's what he says. Ministers reveal plan for £5,000 grants in scheme to replace boilers. Colin Powell, diplomat with pivotal role and lead up to Iraq. Pivotal role. Destroying the Earth would be galactic disaster, Cox warns at COP26. Woman rang 999 about husband weeks before killing him. Prison watchdog board suspended after drugs arrest. Russians insist on lack of restrictions as vaccinations stall. And the comments, Simon Jenkins is awful. So is Polly Toynbee. In the long read, they're talking about, it's David Graeber writing about what we learned about humankind from exploring the deep past. In Life and Arts, Emma Bedlington on her month of brutal mourning regimes. Oh, God. What slows this down is getting through the... Colin Powell is in the obits. In the world news, Myanmar junta vows to free 5,600 prisoners. And in the sport, blow for Saudi owners. Top flight clubs vote to block Newcastle sponsorship deals. The one club that didn't is Manchester City because it's owned by Abu Dhabi. Slinkermeyer, a random man on the street yelled at me on the street today for wearing a mask. It took all my self-preservation instincts not to yell 50,000 new cases a day at him. These people are awful. That Graeber and Wengrow piece is really good. Yeah, I do want to read that. No, the Galaxy Pro wouldn't notice. The Earth would still... probably wouldn't notice, but destroying the Earth would be bad. Yeah. Only 3 threats to Rob, says Chantal CAT. I know, imagine. This is an anti-Colin Powell stream. How do, Pablo Bonzo? How you doing? Peston trying to detox brand Francois was vomit-inducing yesterday. Yeah, please read today's newsletter in which I cover that in quite... a bit of detail, the Marc Francois suddenly Mr. Anti-Misogyny. It satire, which died when Henry Kissinger received the Nobel Prize, as Tom Lehrer said, has regularly been dug up and fiddled with by our necrophiliac political classes. But yesterday was one of the most disgusting examples of it. What's that? Yeah. Marc Francois, who once, while Theresa May was speaking in the House of Commons, ran his finger across his throat like that, is lecturing people on misogyny. Incredible scenes. Panic Future says, just started listening to the audiobook of Debt. It's amazing and beautifully written. Dave Graeber was incredible. Is that the same Marc Francois who isn't a rapist? Yes, the very same. Right. Time for the... time for the roll call. In the roll call today, I'm the Broken Bottle Boy. You can follow me on Twitter at Broken Bottle Boy. In the mod squad, the excellent SK the Crusader. Also in the chat today, Academy Impossible, C122, H122, Casino Thanks, Chantel CET. Thank you for joining us for the first time, I think. Crawfish is here. Dr. Fayad, E. Blair Fan, Gledster, Gonzo Socialism, Heathmore 2401, Kinu92, Chronotherm, Cube Worm, Lana Ray, Not Ed Webb, Pablo Bonzo, Panic Future, Rachology, Red Tixie, Rimastino, Roxy, Slinker Maya, Spike Trap, Claire, Stan Verder, The Research Arena, and V and K. Good to see you all. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday show. And the person in the room is here, of course. You're going out? Where are you going? Out. Well, I'm going to go out when you come back then, because I've got to go and get stuff from the shop. Yeah, okay. You're going to go and circle the block.
I've got to get a birthday card for someone.
Okay. The victim of his interaction has appealed, and it wasn't at all mentioned. No, it's appalling. Right. Okay, now I've eaten some more raspberries, powered myself up for this. Time for the Times. Front page of the Times. Life After the Beatles by Paul McCartney. We're going to keep getting this. Person room going out to get coins. Yeah. She won't admit it, but that's what she's off to do. More coins. Loves coins.
No coins!
See, just heard her shouting coins. That's what I heard. Person going to the shop. Yeah. Yeah. On the right-hand side, who is the greenest royal? I don't know. Get them to move into their lizard form and we can tell. Main story. MI5 should have more control over Prevent. I shit you not. This story, written with virtually no caveats, says, oh yeah, basically, there are too many people who think well of people on these panels, so they should be replaced entirely by police officers and members of MI5. Could it be perhaps that Prevent is a completely broken system which actually is oppressive? Whatever. Fuck them. Campaign will push for bigger uptake of booster shots. Well, this government persuaded people that actually it was all done with. The Incredible Hulk is the greenest royal. Follow back, pro person in the room. Yeah. On page 3, Phil Collins in battle for the Alamo. Genesis drummer and singer 70 built up his trove of memorabilia, including musket balls unearthed from a site after becoming fixated as a boy with the Disney film Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier. Now a battle is raging over his collection of artifacts. Yeah, people aren't happy about it, basically. Apparently sibling rivalries last for life. We must continue to meet the voters, Johnson tells colleagues. Quentin Letts is a piece of shit. Army of bedroom radicals becoming hardest to track. Again, just a complete stenography act of stuff from the security services. It's just it's just like clamp down on her. And there she is, just covered in coins. Full of coins. If you shake her, she rattles. Coins. Arrest is latest chapter in a long history of British-Somali links is the way the Times covers that. Help women earlier after miscarriage, experts are urged. Experts urge, yes. Colin Powell, first black US Secretary of State, dies after having COVID. That's one angle on it. Phil Collins, incredible musician and songwriter, deeply, deeply weird bald man. Use of weapons, says MI5 did the Manchester bombing. Operator admits charge over Salah's death on illegal flight. I mean, that was just awful. Picture of finance guru used to con vulnerable. Consumer rights campaigner Martin Lewis has told MPs that people's lives are being destroyed by fraudsters using his image. I know, it's still ongoing. Bedroom Radical is King92's Grindr bio. Red Tick Seeds, certain that heard person in the room yelling more coins. I did too, that's what I heard. Schools clamour for tutors as catch-up scheme falters. The catch-up scheme is a joke. Evolution makes us go around the houses. If you've ever struggled to find your bearings in a maze of city streets, constantly hoping the next turning will be the one that leads you to your destination, you're not alone, and scientists have discovered why. Human brain is bad at selecting the shortest route through an urban area, apparently. Yeah, whatever. Microsoft told Gates to stop sending worker flirty emails. Is that Bill Gates, friend of Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Gates? Trolls attack actor for playing a Jew, is the claim from the Times. The actor Eddie Marsden has said he was bombarded with anti-Semitic abuse after he played an anti-fascist in the TV drama Ridley Road. Is that right? Marsden, who is not Jewish, played Solly Malinowski, a taxi driver who led the 62 Group, a coalition of Jewish activists. This is relentless. All I did was play a Jew. I dread to think what would have happened if I was actually a Jew. The message received nearly 2,000 likes, and Marsden said he hoped it would draw attention to the issue of anti-Semitism. I'm using my non-Jewishness to highlight the fact that this is ridiculous. Sometimes if a Jewish actor or writer or artist highlights it, it's diluted because people kind of expect it. One Twitter user admonished Marsden for gaslighting his fans by discussing anti-Semitism. Another accused him of being apartheid-loving. Oh, God, fuck me. Marsden's an odd guy. Sally Rooney's latest novel is target for Israel post a hoax campaign that appears to show advertisements for a novel by Sally Rooney is being investigated by the Metropolitan Police. Images of the poster, which reads "Normal people boycott Israel," were posted on Twitter yesterday for people outraged at the anti-Israeli sentiment. The image was a reference to a decision by Rooney to... Yeah, fuck him. We know what that is anyway. Great actor, weird man, says Chronotherm. Boy kidnapped after Bitcoin profit boast. A schoolboy who boasts on social media about his earnings from trading Bitcoin was kidnapped by a gang who demanded £10,000 for his return. Teenager who cannot be named was forced to phone his mother to ask for money or he wouldn't be going home. He was first confronted outside a takeaway in Bradford, West Yorkshire in May and bundled into a car. One man put his hand over the teenager's mouth. He was then punched and forced into the back of a Toyota Aris. Okay. See, Bitcoin is bad. Bitcoins. Cabal's fall will be swift, Rob was told, and he ignored it because he's a fucking idiot. Much ado on TikTok for the best of the bard. Something about that. There are more little Lucifers than newborn Nigels, names list reveals. One name is evil, the other name is Lucifer. Alligator takes a break from BBC roll after cancer spread. That's terrible news. Suspect in £750,000 Japanese jewellery heist faces extradition. That's two Britons who face trial in Tokyo. Free speech key to retaking red wall, say Labour MPs. These Labour fucking jokes. Innovation will determine if we soar or stumble, says William Hague. Every week his column is fucking boring. Fucking hell, and online anonymity is the problem, yeah. Buy Bitcoin. Broken bottle coins now, says use of weapons. Lucifer means light bringer. No, it does. It does. I was just making a joke about Lucifer, son of the morning, the biblical devil. By free speech, they mean bashing immigrants and trans people. Indeed, they do. Melanie Phillips says, Rob can't make up the law as he goes along. Justice Secretary's planned assault on human rights legislation ignores inconvenient truths. Giles Curran is fucking awful. That's all you need to know about him. Hugo Rifkin has heard about the metaverse and writes a sort of confused thing about that. In the birthdays today, Philip Pullman is 75. Sam Allardyce is 67. Sylvie Berman, ambassador of France to the UK until 2017, is 68. Dame Kate Bingham, venture capitalist chairwoman of the UK government vaccine task force, is 56. Mr. Peter Bone, Conservative MP for Wellingborough, is 69. Not nice. Tracy Chevalier, the novelist, is 59. Lord David Clark of Windermere is 82. Dame Elizabeth Corley, the chairwoman designate of Schroders, is 65. Sir Angus Deaton, economist, Sveriges Riksbank Prize in economic sciences in memory of Alfred Nobel is 76. Jon Favreau, the actor, producer, and director, is 55. Anna Galvin, the actress, is 52. Sir Michael Gambon is 81. Dame Jane Ann Gadier, the founder and chairwoman of the financial management app Snoop, what even is that, is 60. Robin Holloway, the composer, is 78. Evander Holyfield, the boxer, is 59. Gloria Jones, the singer, and known for Tainted Love, amongst other things, is 76. Carol Kidd, the jazz singer, is 76. John Lithgow, the actor in The Crown and writer, and actor in many things, in fact, is 76. Benjamin Lister Binns, UK ambassador to Costa Rica, is 56. Peter Max, the artist best known for psychedelic art and pop art, is 84. James Michael, the senior associate research fellow of the Institute of Advanced Legal Studies, is 81. Lord Bill Morris of Handsworth, the General Secretary of the Transport and General Workers Union until 2003, is 83. Mavis Nicholson, the writer and broadcaster, UK's first female chat show host, is 91. Louis Oosthuizen, the golfer and Open champion, is 39. Jason Reitman, the film director, is 44. Ken Stott, the actor, is 67. Godfrey Warsdale, the art historian and director of the Henry Moore Foundation, is 54. In 1901, the best known of Sir Edward Elgar's Pomp and Circumstance Marches, The Land and Hope of Glory, was premiered in Liverpool. The last word goes to John Le Carrier, who, from an interview with Salon magazine in October 1996. Every writer wants to be believed, but every writer knows he is spurious. Every fiction writer would rather be credible than authentic. Would simply not name my web company Snoop. William Hague, Melanie Phillips, and Giles Corran, Nightmare Blunt rotation. Starting the Institute of basically legal studies to help our columnists and people on Twitter. Fuck, there's going to be poems. Yep, it's a poems day, I'm afraid. Russia freezes out NATO in payback for spy expulsions, is the claim. China cements its grip on Cuba with Belt and Road deal. Front page of the Times 2, more Paul McCartney. There was no sadness associated with Linda. In Australia, a 4-year-old girl has disappeared overnight from a tent in a remote part of Western Australia. Police say she may have been abducted. Daughter's quest to finish Asterix tale. A half-finished Asterix story was discovered in a pile of old manuscripts. It's been completed more than 40 years after the death of its creator. Rumours had long circulated that René Goscinny had left fragments of Asterix in the circus when he died of a heart attack in 1977 at the age of 51. His daughter Anne, 53, has confirmed that in his papers she found about 20 pages that would have formed the core of the 26th Asterix book. She said it would be a wonderful adventure for it to be completed and published. The Adventures of Asterix, a diminutive warrior fending off the Romans from the last free village in Gaul, first appeared in 1959 as a serialized cartoon in Pilote, a French-Belgian comic edited by Goscinny. The artwork was by Goscinny's old friend and collaborator Albert Uderzo. The first standalone comic, Asterix the Gaul, followed 2 years later. Racial justice in the Dockers trio tried for murder of black jogger in New York. The city of Brunswick on the coast of Georgia was once again held up as a model community that ended the era of segregation without the racial conflict that was once held up as a model community that ended the era of segregation without the racial conflict that erupted across the South. Really. It is now the stage for a trial that recalls a far darker history and will be held up as the greatest test for the American justice system since Derek Chauvin's conviction for the murder of George Floyd. President Biden has compared the killing of Ahmaud Arbery to a lynching at a rally in Brunswick over the weekend before the start of a jury selection. One activist described the trial as an Emmett Till moment, comparing it to the murder of the teenager in Mississippi that spurred the civil rights movement. Prosecutors say Arbery, 25, was jogging through a mainly white suburb when he was pursued by Gregory McMichael, 65, his son Travis, 35, and their neighbour William Roddy Bryan, 52, who recorded part of the pursuit on his phone. The McMichaels were both armed. The video appeared to show the men trapping Arbery with their vehicles, while Travis McMichael stood in the road holding a shotgun. After attempting to run away, Arbery rushed at McMichael and shot 3 times as he grappled with him. McMichael said they pursued Arbery because they suspected him of carrying out a burglary on a nearby home that was under construction. Security cameras showed that Arbery had entered the construction site and left without taking anything. The owner said he suspected that Arbery had been looking for water. Gregory McMichael, a retired police officer, had told police that Arbery looked like a man suspected of break-ins. Jesus Christ. Why does everyone write about American politics like they're in the bloody West Wing? I know, it's fucking awful. Brewdog isn't actually going to list for the stock market now. Haha, hilarious. In the obituaries, Colin Powell and Dr. Stanford Bourne, pioneering psychiatrist whose research helped to change attitudes towards stillbirth and improve care for grieving mothers. On the back page, Jones doubts the hunger of ACT stars George Ford and Vunipola among those left out. England given Wembley ban in the football, and United stars Solskjaer fear. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is facing a stern test of his management skills, with morale in the Manchester United dressing room a new low. Sources have told the Times that the atmosphere amongst the squad is flat. Now Colin is dead. Can we pronounce his name right? Did you read about the young offenders judge in Politico? Insane levels of power. 5% average in the USA for kids going to youth offenders. 55 in the area. That story talks about Jesus. Stonks go up. There we go. That is the Times. Give me your... Line go up. Line go up. Give me your scores for the Times. For me, triple negative nice. Minus 69, minus 69, minus 69. Thank you, not Ed Webb for redeeming Hydrate. Triple negative nice from Red Tick Seed. Quadruple negative nice from Slinker Meyer. Classic scores. Classic scores from classic chat members. Centuple negative nice from use of weapons. A centuple negative nice from C122H122. Quadruple negative nice from Heathmore 2401. Ed Webb says minus William Bald. Red Tick Seat says pro strike, line go up. Anti stonks, line go up. Panicked Future, triple negative nice. C122H122 stonks going down. And finally, we fucking raced through it today. Finally, we come to the Daily Mail, our final paper of the day. Whew, I think it's because I'm in a really fucked off mood, so I've gone through these papers at quite a speed. Use of weapons says prefer the taste of classic chat to new chat. Red Tick Seed prefers cherry chat. King United 2's part of the crystal chat. Right, here we go. This is the Daily Mail. Front page of the Daily Mail. After tragedy, two haunting images. Broken with grief, Sir David's brave widow and daughter cannot hold back tears. As before the stabbing, CCTV of Ali Harbi Ali. The thing, what I love about this is the classic thing that they do in papers where they say CCTV footage has emerged, which means the security services or the police have given us this CCTV. It has not simply emerged. And in fact, that footage was given to Sky News. On page 3, talent on tap. Various people in Elle magazine. Angelina Jolie, Jodie Comer are in Elle magazine. On pages 4 and 5, dignity of widow on visit to church where he fell. Do you know what really helps the dignity of a widow visiting the site of her husband's killing? Daily Mail photographers snapping away. Vital anti-terror schemes went online and are still there. That's the claim. Daily Mail finds a way to blame COVID for the anti-terror stuff. Also, Daily Mail take a really close-up picture of Joe Cox's sister in the chamber, because, of course they did. Henry Deeds, dabbed eyes, sad smiles, and quiet dignity in swarming cockpit, utterly stilled. Fuck me. Did Dempsey's golf role play part in death? They're still on that one. Veteran on trial over troubles killing 50 years ago, dies at 80. That is Dennis Hutchins, who now he's dead, I can say, free of legal threat. Definitely murdered John Pat Cunningham, and I think it's very disappointing that he didn't live long enough for the case to prove that. Jamie Wednap, he marries pregnant model 4 years after Louise split. BBC Alagaya steps back after cancer spreads again. Another example of the Prime Minister not sticking to the rules that his fucking government set. Over Christmas, Nimco Ali stayed at number 10 to provide child care support to her close friend Carrie Johnson and her other close friend Mr. Boris Johnson. Bullshit. Swarming cocks are the pits, says Pablo Bonzo. Can we leave the women who lost a family member alone? Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. Picturing the police slowly coming out of a swamp to give the Daily Mail CCTV footage. Frothy chat drinking communists is what lost the Red wall, that's what I heard. Saved. 7 pedigree pups found dumped on a country path. Love the dogs, love the dogs. Nimco Alley swinging with carrion burst. Oh my... No, stop it. Blueprint for Green UK. We'll see ban on gas boilers by 2035. Prince Charles still pretending that he hasn't got a carbon footprint the size of a giant. Daily Mail does the same coverage of Alice Scott out in the red and black outfit, saying she looks like Dennis the Menace. Richard K. The BBC should be royally afraid of Earl Spencer's determination to put it in the dock. Oh, shut up. On page 17, Paul Gambaccini writes, 6 decades and the old crocodile still rocking as Elton makes musical history a riotous tribute by the iconic DJ who knows him so well. Planet Future, if my mates ask me to come around on Christmas to look after their brat, I tell them to go fuck themselves. Carry a bar of Surrey across the bar and light your vibe. Richard Littlejohn is a piece of shit. Richard Littlejohn, a man whose column on Lucy Meadows was raised by the coroner following her taking her own life, and called, I'm going to get the correct quote for this, and called, bear with me, because I anytime Richard Littlejohn is mentioned, this should be mentioned too, and do read today's newsletter, which covers this a little bit. Yeah, Richard Littlejohn writes today about how we need to end online hate, right? His column about Lucy Meadows, the trans teacher, was specifically referenced by the coroner after her death as a character assassination. And meanwhile, he here in the paper claiming to be appalled by the sewer of social media. If anyone knows about the sewer, it is the shit-drenched Richard Littlejohn. Fuck him. Yeah, there's the link to the newsletter if you want. Richard Littlejohn is a fucking murderer, says King United 2. Yeah, I'm happy to say that out loud. Sue me, Richard. Richard, you couldn't make it up, Littlejohn. He said that in the fucking newsletter, in the fucking paper today. He wrote it again. He loves to write it. But he does make it up. He makes it up on a weekly basis to a deadline in the Daily Mail. Did you see your article got posted to social media disgrace Reddit yesterday on the UK subreddit? Did people like it or not like it? Richard Littlejohn should be fired out of a cannon into a brick wall in a video game simulator, or just in real life. On pages 22 and 23, why are so many women hooked on filtering out the truth? As Madonna becomes the latest culprit, a campaigner lambasts the online tricks ruining girls' self-confidence. Oh, shut the fuck up. If anything ruins a women's self-confidence, it's the Daily fucking Mail. China's thirst to rule the world has gone hypersonic, says Mark Almond. Not that one, trying to scare us. Beast on a bike, double child killer, Colin Pitchfork enjoying his newfound freedom. Yeah, they're just papping him on a bike. Like, what does that achieve? What does that achieve? Largely positive responses, to be fair, says Use of Weapons. Thank you. Use of Weapons banned from Reddit for calling the UK mods pedophiles. Okay. Yugi, I'm still pissed off that Sky News generally had Anna Soubry just outright complaining Amos's murder to her getting atted comparing it to her getting atted last Friday. I mean, incredible, yeah. Red Tixie, 2 hobbits march through Mordor to destroy Sauron's Ring of Power. You couldn't make it up. On pages 28 and 29, victim of predatory police investigator. A woman called Amanda. Amanda went to the police over her adoptive father's abuse. She was groomed by the very man tasked to protect her in a grotesque example of police betrayal. Yeah, turns out the police is not just a rotten apple. It's a series of rotten orchards. It's rotten to the very core. October 19th, 2021. On this day, in 1922, the Daily Mail wrote, a meeting of wireless telephone apparatus makers yesterday in London agreed to register just one broadcasting wireless telephone company in Britain. It marked the formation of the BBC. One condition was that the apparatus must be British-made, except for batteries and aerial equipment. October 19th, 1931. Scarface Al Capone, the gang chief, after a 12-day trial replete with bizarre testimony about his sartorial and other expenditures, has been found guilty in Chicago. Not of murder or any other of the thousands of crimes he is credited with, but of cheating the US government over income tax. Happy birthday to Michael Gambon, who's 81, and to Gloria Jones, who's 76, also born on this day in 1784, died 1859. Leigh Hunt, the London-born poet, essayist, and journalist, introduced the public to fellow poets John Keats, Robert Browning, and Alfred Lord Tennyson. His first volume of verse was written while still at school. Hunt and his brother John spent 2 years in prison and were fined £500 each after writing that the Prince Regent was a fat Adonis. Yeah. John Le Carrier, 1931 to 2020, was also born on this day. The novelist from Dorset, real name David Cornwell, had many bestsellers. Hailed as perhaps the finest thriller writer of the 20th century, Le Carrier was the son of a conman, Ronnie. He taught French and German at Eton before working for MI5 and MI6. On October 19th, 1914, Allied and German forces began the first of what would be 3 battles to control the Belgian city of Ypres. In 1987, the stock market crash that became known as Black Monday wiped billions off the value of companies across the world. Quote of the day today comes from the second US President, John Adams, who said, "I agree with you that in politics, the middle way is none at all." And joke of the day: I haven't sold a single copy of my autobiography. Story of my life. War hero wounded by weapons of mass destruction is what they say about Colin Powell. In good health, £500 million shameful cost of pills, patient's shoulder should never have been given. So pills that are just given to make people feel better, like placebo-y. An injection of my own blood fixed my agonising knee pain, says Steve Backshaw. A blessed relief or a step too far? Assisted dying bill. Assisting death for my parents would have saved so much desperation, writes Jenny Murray. No further comment on that. Can a long life soup really be good for you? I don't know, probably. Colin Powell covered up My Lies, No Hero. Yeah, he was certainly involved in that and other cover-ups. Pick of the day, Ashley Banjo, Britain in Black and White. In the TV reviews, Yorkshire Cop, Police Racism and Me, 5 stars, and Hornby, A Model World, 3 stars. Right, in the cartoons today, Garfield is just hanging out. In Chloe and Co., Chloe and her friend are sat in a bar, and her friend says, "What?" And she says, "I smell money." She says, "So?" And Chloe says, "I'm just going to check it out." Jesus. Fred Bassett's owner, his friend Bob, has come round. Bob gives him a rub on the head, but Fred Bassett says he's a bit rough, and Fred Bassett says Bob lacks the gentle touch. Be nice to Fred. Thank you for redeeming posture check. Kissinger's next, please. God, I'll be so happy when Kissinger is dead. Or only if I know that the stake is fully in his heart. Today's poem, Strictly Come COVID. Yeah, be warned, it's by Sheila Webb of Chess and Bucks, and here we go. Everyone was watching the grand glorious hall, with dancers taking their elegant places beneath the glitter ball. Sequin dresses were flashing, legs were flashing too, and white teeth flashed like a toothpaste ad as excitement grew and grew. Hair was coiffured to perfection for each dancing lady and man, and the joy throbbing through our TV screens pulsated for the Strictly fan. Oh my God. But in amid the jollity there lurked a hidden invader, an unseen guest with just one quest as it pranced below the radar. And it wasn't there for the dancing, those moves that we love most. No, it was there to cause mischief, to find an easy host. So as the dancers gave us a thrill and we watched enjoying the fun, the unseen guest with mission accomplished turned and then moved on. Limerick today comes from Robert Ben Nathan of Denham, also in Buckinghamshire. No turkey for Christmas, I'll crash. No more bacon butty, alas. But please don't retort, it's your baker's fault. It's just that he run out of gas. I'm so sorry, the poem's so bad. The poem's so bad. Right, straight to the point letters today. Andrea Crooks says, to those who accuse critics of government policy of hindsight, it's called foresight when common sense, intelligence and intuition come together. Sensible letter. Mark Cohen says, forget loo rolls and pigs in blankets. I'm off to panic buy a Vivienne Westwood dress. Phil K, frequent writer to this, says, je agree wholeheartedly avec the Franglaise criticism of La France. Avec l'exception de Roquefort and Camembert. H. Andrews of London says, For environmental reasons, there won't be crackers at Christmas meals at Heathercastle, Kent. We'll be given a mince pie instead. But we'll have a paper hat and a joke inside. Oh, Jesus. Name Supplied says, I didn't win 184 million on Euro Millions, but I did hit the jackpot. I managed to get a face-to-face appointment with my GP. Angela Pruss says, I've nothing against Bradley Walsh, Philip Schofield, Alex Scott, or Alexander Armstrong, but you can't have too much of a good thing. Let's see more of the excellent Stephen Mulhern on TV. Stephen, mate, if you're going to write such transparent letters in, make it less obvious that you're writing them. June Green of Bagshot says, disappointed with the TV schedules. I'm watching reruns of The Bill on the drama channel. No swearing or gratuitous sex, just tightly written episodes, great characterization and brilliant acting. Can't be the same Bill that I saw. Bad poetry, bad unless it's good, but it was bad. It was bad. Today's recipe, caponata pasta. I mean, it looks fine. They're trying to sell you Scandinavian slipper boots. £9 per pair. A Vax Hoover. A jacket with a wolf on the back. Warmth of the Wild Wolf Ladies jacket. Yours for just £119.95 for that jacket. £100.95. Incredible. Rewatching The Bill. Christ, what a sad life. County weight corduroy trousers. What is county weight? Anyway, ugly corduroy trousers you can get in red, black, sand, burgundy, moss, emerald, royal blue, toffee, navy, burnt orange, corn, purple, or conker. Hideous. And in the sport, Toon turmoil, stars in furious tunnel fracas after Spurs defeat, fans urged to ditch racist Saudi fancy dress at Newcastle. Wembley fan ban shames England, and Lacaz's late strike steals thunder from Arsenal legend Vieira. Arsenal 2, Crystal Palace 2. Right, give me your scores for the Daily Mail as I remind you of the other things, what we do. Do check out the newsletter and share them, please. I'd really appreciate that. And if you can support the show, if you want to support the show with a one-off donation or suggest a magazine you want to have in the magazine special, chuck some coins into paypal.me/conquest of the useless. It's been a bit light recently, but I really appreciate it. Crawfish out and about in my corn trousers. Slinker Meyer, quadruple negative nice. Use of weapons -1. 99,0. Red Tick Seed, minus centuple nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Minus non-tuple negative nice from C122 H122. Thank you for joining me today on this Tuesday show. I'm going to do one final roll call and then do the last bit as well. In the chat today, I'm the Broken Bottle Boy. Also in the chat, SK the Crusader. Do make sure you check out what streams he's got coming up this week by heading to his pinned tweet on Twitter. Also in the chat, Kinda Impossible, another TT viewer, Aratrack, Aiton, C122H122, Casino, thanks, Chantal Set, thank you for joining us for the first time. Commander Root, Crawfish, Dr. Fired, E. Blair Fan, Ehud Barak, Elysian, Yu-Gi-Oh, Gledster, Goldemir, Gonzo Socialism, Heathmore 2401, Kinu92, Chronotherm, Cubeworm, Lenare, Not Ed Webb, Pablo Bonzo, Panic Future, Roxy, Rimestino, Spike Trap, Claire, Stan Verder, Use of Weapons, and VNK. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. Remember, all these shows, Redeemed Hydrate. Score -1 elastic waistband, says E-Blifone. And Heathmore says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Octuple negative nice wolf jackets, and Panic Future gives the male -69 times 10. A 10 tuple, a deca negative nice. And a quadruple negative nice, a classic from Slinkermeyer. Remember that these shows go up on YouTube, and if you're watching this on YouTube afterwards, do like, subscribe, and comment. Slinkermeyer vanished from the list. Slinkermeyer is, thank you for being here, much appreciated. If you're watching this, be it live or on YouTube, please go and check out Slinker's excellent photography on Instagram. It's amazing. Use of Weapons, I will try to cheer up, thank you, Use of Weapons. And thanks again also to Gonzo Socialism. See you all tomorrow at 1 p.m. For more paper fun. I will try and get some different papers tomorrow because today was the same as yesterday. Cheers. Bye-bye.